check this out. This is going to be your blueprint for saving hundreds on your Orlando vacation. If you guys are trying to decide between Universal versus Disney in 2026, which is actually worth the money, you must know how to strategically book the cheapest days, the cheapest seasons, and the military discounts before you spend a single dollar. In this Orlando theme park showdown, we're diving into Universal vs. Orlando cost comparison 2026, the best times to visit Orlando theme parks for lower prices as well as fewer crowds, and how military members can unlock some of the biggest ticket discounts of the year. I'm also going to reveal some things you should completely avoid at Disney as well as Universal in 2026, and yes, it costs more money than most people realize. So stay for that surprising finale. This video delivers expert levels 2026 Orlando travel tips, real ride and hotel value comparisons, as well as honest advice for where your money is going to stretch and go the farthest. Think of this video as your Orlando 2026 financial GPS, only instead of recalculating, it's going to help you actually save some money. And if your wallet could talk, it'd be begging you to watch this video before you buy a single theme park ticket. So before we get real about value as well as strategy, hit subscribe and save this video. Stick around for our full Universal 2026 as well as Disney 2026 cost analysis, plus the entire Orlando playlist for every insider trick as well as budget tip. Stop number one is going to be the ticket cost face-off and how to book the cheapest dates. In 2026, Disney World ticket prices are heavily demand-based. A one-day base ticket ranges from $119 to $189 or more. On high-demand holiday dates and during those big holiday weeks like Thanksgiving and New Year's, the prices can often exceed $199 per day. Universal Orlando's 2026 ticket pricing is also dynamic, but multi-day passes and strategic off-peak days can also deliver better per-day value when compared to Disney's variable tiers. The cheapest booking strategy I have is going to be to avoid those major weeks, school breaks, and weekends. Instead, target mid-January through early February, late April before summer break, early May, late August to September, and early November right before Thanksgiving for the lower prices as well as the lighter crowds. And midweek visits from Tuesday to Thursday are typically the most affordable days at Universal and Disney. I'm going to say that one twice. Midweek visits, Tuesdays to Thursdays, are typically the most affordable days at both Universal and Disney World. And now let's compare apples to apples. Universal's per day cost on select off-peak dates often comes lower than Disney's peak day pricing, which makes Universal a strong choice for 2026 if you guys are squeezing maximum value for a shorter visit. So now let's move into 4 incredible insider tips that can definitely help with this. By using a combination of official park apps and crowd calendars, you guys can effectively lock in both the cheapest days as well as the fastest lines. Booking multi-day tickets in advance almost always beats walk-up pricing, even with that dynamic season pricing. Monitor the official park promotions as well as the authorized ticket resellers. Sometimes limited time flash discounts as well as bundled hotel and ticket packages aren't widely advertised, giving extra savings if they're booked the right way. And last but not least, leverage those annual pass holder or seasonal pass holder insights through different forums as well as social media. This reveals patterns in pricing changes, blackout dates, as well as promotions. But the tickets is only part of the equation. Now let's talk about the skip the line systems next. Stop number 2 is going to be the skip the line value, Genie Plus versus the Express Pass. Disney skip the line system, Genie Plus, typically costs for about $15 to $39 per person per day. Lightning Lane rides may cost an additional $15 to $25 depending on the time of year, the date, as well as the attraction. And Universal's Express Pass is more expensive, often $110 to $230 or more per person per day, but it includes more rides, more skip the line access than Disney systems in most scenarios. And a 2026 tip is to use Genie Plus selectively on moderate crowd days and reserve those individual Lightning Lane purchases only for the highest demand rides like Rise of the Resistance. Disney's system gives you price control if you don't overbuy. Universal's Express Pass reliably saves hours of wait time on high crowd days, especially for guests that are on tight itineraries. And serious value seekers often use crowd calendars to pick the midweek off-peak dates to minimize the need for the skip the line purchases entirely. So now let's jump into the insider tips. Combining off-peak visits with early entry or extended park hours often eliminates the need for extra skip the line purchases entirely. Keep an eye out on ride refurbishments as well as seasonal openings. And rope drop strategies arriving 30 to 60 minutes before the park opens can let you guys ride the headliners without buying the Genie Plus or the Express. And I want you to track real-time wait times in the parks using the apps to dynamically adjust your plan as well as avoid unnecessary purchases. So now that you know what the skip the line systems cost, let's compare how each park delivers value per vacation day. This is going to be the best trip length value, 2 to 3 days versus 4 or more days. For 2 to 3 days in Orlando, Universal's compact park layout delivers more rides and more experiences per day per dollar than Disney does, which has a sprawling park and slower transitions. Disney outshines on the longer stays though, because multi-day tickets, 4 days or longer, reduce your per day cost and make the value scale with time, especially when combining multiple parks like Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, as well as Animal Kingdom. And one way to optimize your trip at Disney is to arrive midweek and book park reservations early. Midweek dates consistently show lower demand pricing and easier availability among those most popular parks. Universal, though, continues to hold their own and deliver strong value for shorter itineraries because you can hit most of the headliners in a few days with less friction as long as you choose those low crowd weeks. And I want you guys to also consider splitting multi-day trips between Disney and Universal if your itinerary allows. It's a strategic way to get the best of both worlds. And early morning arrivals maximize the ride throughput and allow you to enjoy those key attractions without needing to skip the line purchases. Park hopping strategically, Disney Park Hopper tickets can save time and increase the ride count if you start with less crowded parks. And for Universal, starting at Islands of Adventure and ending at Universal Studios optimizes ride flow on shorter trips, and this is our recommendation for Universal. But what about the daily spending inside the parks? That's where the real budgets actually get tested. Stop number 4 in this guide is going to be the food, the dining, as well as the daily spend. Quick service meals at both Disney and Universal average about $14 to $22 per person. But Disney's themed table services, especially the character meals, often start closer to $45 to $65 or more per adult. And Universal sit-down restaurants tend to be slightly more affordable, roughly $25 to $40 per person, which helps if you're eating multiple meals at the property. And for 2026, the best tip that we have is to use the grocery delivery or pack snacks at your hotel, saving $30 to $50 per day on food costs, especially on multi-day itineraries. And if your hotel includes breakfast, take advantage of that and eat breakfast before you even head over to the parks. That's another freebie that's included in your hotel cost. Another insider tip is to consider dining reservations at Disney for breakfast or lunch. I know I just contradicted that by saying eat your breakfast at the hotel, but if you guys are looking for those quieter, smoother experiences with the bonus photo ops, and you're definitely dead set on it, do them during the morning or the earlier hours of the day. Additionally, I want you guys to watch for limited time seasonal treats. They often provide unique experiences without the extra cost, and the kids love them. And make sure you guys utilize mobile ordering on the apps to save yourself 20 to 40 minutes per meal to reduce impulse snack purchases. And last but not least, target the early breakfast reservations. The menu pricing can be lower and the experience is more relaxed than lunch or dinner may be. Think of the Disney snacks as a theme park treasure. Sometimes expensive, sometimes legendary, always photo worthy. And of course, it's not just about food though. Where you stay matters too. So now let's cover the hotel value as well as some additional military discounts. Universal Orlando Resort's 2026 Military Freedom Pass offers 2-part pass at about $220, and this covers Universal Studios Florida as well as Islands of Adventure. The 3-part pass goes for $255 and also adds in Volcano Bay, and blockout dates do apply, so make sure you pay attention to this. And Disney offers 2026 Military Salute tickets, which includes a multi-day with park hopper options, ranging from $409 to $529, depending on the duration as well as the hopper upgrades. Something to note is that early booking and off-peak flexibility can actually save you guys hundreds. Rates fluctuate with demand, so being flexible is as powerful as picking the right day. On-site perks like early park entry, transportation, as well as Express Pass inclusion at Universal add value beyond just room cost, as well as you're doing it strategically. And combining the hotel packages with tickets often ends up unlocking additional discounts and perks that aren't available separately. And compare the official resort perks versus the third-party deals. Sometimes a hotel with free breakfast, parking, as well as shuttle access offsets those higher room costs. And call the resorts directly for those military discounts. Don't be afraid to ask, because some perks are only available through the hotel front desk. So now let's look at the real value, the experiences you guys get for your money. So this is going to be the experience value, including the stories, the thrills, as well as the magic. Disney remains unrivaled in immersion as well as variety. From fireworks over Cinderella Castle to Epcot's World Showcase and Animal Kingdom's themed realms. Universal focuses on thrills as well as efficiency, with new Epic Universe rides and immersive technology making shorter trips feel action-packed. One key insight that we have is Disney includes magical days and variety, where Universal includes fast-paced and tech-rich thrills. So align your choice with your preferred experience rather than just the ticket price. So now let's jump into these 4 insider tips. Multi-day visitors can combine parks strategically to stretch your experience value without the extra costs associated. Don't underestimate the slower attractions during those peak hours. Scenic rides like the People Mover as well as the Hogwarts Express provide rest, photos, as well as hidden storytelling. Identify the sweet spots for photos to capture those Instagram-worthy content without affecting the ride flow. And also take advantage of those seasonal events or overlays like Epcot festivals or Halloween Horror Nights, often free with your park ticket and also add some unique value. So now let's get into the biggest things to avoid in 2026. Over at Disney, don't buy the excessive Lightning Lane purchases. Fees can easily double your daily spend. And Universal, avoid Express Pass on already cheap off-peak days. It may cost more than the value you actually get. And 4 quick insider tips that'll help you avoid making additional mistakes is going to be avoiding scheduling high-intensity rides back-to-back on short trips. Fatigue reduces the overall ride count. Skip those impulse upgrades in the park gift shops early in the day so you can prevent the unnecessary spending. Also avoid visiting the most popular rides immediately after park opening. Try waiting 30 to 60 minutes for some rides and use the rope drop strategies to reduce those line times naturally. Some honorable mentions that are fun and worth including for Disney as well as Universal. At Universal, Volcano Bay Water Park is an honorable mention for us because it includes a full day of aquatic fun, often overlooked, cheaper than Disney water parks, and this park also features wave pools, lazy rivers, and high-speed slides that appeal to all ages. The lazy river here isn't that lazy. It also offers waterproof lockers and cabana rentals, making it a full day both comfortable as well as convenient. And back over to Disney, Epcot's World Showcase allows you to explore 11 different countries in one park, each with authentic food, architecture, and cultural performances all together. And seasonal festivals like the Food and Wine Festival and the Festival of Arts provide exclusive culinary and entertainment experiences. And Epcot also includes the iconic Spaceship Earth ride and educational attractions, making it ideal for both families and adults seeking a mix of learning as well as leisure. So all in all, Universal is short, thrill-packed, efficient, has strong military discounts with the Freedom Pass, and it's ideal for shorter trips with proper planning. Disney is an immersive multi-day storytelling spot with a breadth of different experiences, valuable military bundles, and it's best for those longer stays. And timing your visit strategically, midweek off-peak dates, advanced reservations, and savvy military discount use maximizes your Orlando 2026 vacation value overall. Orlando ends up being like a full buffet. You want the rides that give you the most bang for your bite, and skip the ones that leave that bitter taste right in your wallet. So comment below with Universal or Disney, and share additional Universal or Disney money-saving topics you'd like us to cover in the future. Watch our full Universal 2026 and Disney 2026 cost analysis videos for deep dives into tickets, hotels, and dining strategies. And don't miss our entire Orlando playlist, your ultimate guide to saving, planning, and maximizing your Orlando vacation in 2026. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep traveling.